So today I'm going to talk about the number one brand strategy of 2022. And it's been a brand strategy for a little while, but it's never been more important than I would say going into 2022 and beyond. And that is your post-purchase nurturing. So the reason this is so important is because whether you're drop shipping, whether you're trying to build a global brand, if you're trying to scale past the 6-figure line, if not into the 7-figure line with a company that sells products, your post-purchase relationships are probably the lowest hanging fruit that you have. Like, I talk to so many brand owners and I'm amazed how many of them aren't doing most of this stuff. They have lists of emails of people that have purchased that they're not sending emails to, or they're using MailChimp to send those emails when they should be using Klaviyo, or they are, the list goes on and on. They are not doing any abandoned cart follow-up. They're not doing any reach outs. They're solely focused on new cold buyers. The problem with new cold buyers is that as much as it's great, it might take a little bit of time to build up enough trust with them for them to buy from your brand, especially when there's so much competition in the space. They cost money to get because you've got to bring them to your site. Even if it's organic, it's costing somewhere something, either your time or marketing dollars. There's no better value than customers that have already bought your products. If you think about the largest brands in the world, they run on repeat buyers. All like Nike, Lululemon, these are people in the apparel space, but even across all sectors of brand marketing, even Tide, even Kleenex, Band-Aid, it's required that you build a relationship to the point where people will continue to buy from you. And one of the benefits of branding is that you can create an emotional experience that allows you to diversify your products. One of the things I tell my clients all the time is like, your brand isn't your products, right? Your brand is a much more abstract concept that is really rooted in your ability to storytell, and that could be a whole other video. But in terms of a brand strategy for 2022, you really need to see the people who have already bought from you as your lowest hanging fruit with the largest profit margins. If you can get them to up their average order value or their items per checkout, you will really increase your profit margins. You're going to increase you're just going to increase all over in general, growth, scale, everything. If you try to only scale your brand off of first-time buyers, it's going to be really slow, it's going to be really challenging, and it's going to be very expensive. So my number one brand strategy, as I just said, for 2022, and I'm doing it with all my clients across the board, is implementing good systems, automated systems for follow-up. So that can look like reaching out to them 2 weeks after they've bought something and sending an email that's like, hey, you just got this thing, how is it? And you don't even need to pitch them on more stuff. These could be more things that you like, but you may not even need to do that. You could just do that and people will start to have a better relationship with your company, which is going to be more and more important as we move from like what was traditional drop shipping or traditional e-commerce into, the fact that your online experience is your storefront, your packaging is your storefront, and just how do you get that good experience where people want to come back into an online experience. Another thing that you can do with your post-purchasers is the more data you have on them, the better ability to build that relationship is going to be, whether it's through, again, using this email example. I had a great call with one of the guys that does data and nurturing for Toys R Us, it was PetSmart, and he said that when they put in the picture, so like they'll ask their customers, they have thousands of customers, right, what animal they have. Let's say they know that a certain person has a golden retriever, because at the store level, they're collecting this information, collecting emails, as well as collecting info. Like they know I have a cat, for instance, right? So if they send me an email with a cat, like with a specific cat that I have, if they have that information in the email, the open rates and the success of those emails went up like 30-40% in terms of conversions. So another thing that you can do in terms of your post-purchase is making sure that you have the right stuff. You're asking your audience and your customers the right questions so that you can take that information and make personalized things that make people feel more connected to your offers. And my last point with the best brand strategy for 2022 as it relates to profitability, which is through your repeat buyers always, is going to be putting in non-sales stuff. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but the outreach that you do, the influencer campaigns that you run or brand ambassador campaigns, the emails, the Facebook ads, all of that stuff, I would allocate like 20-30% of that content to non-buyer driven, like non-sales driven material. You can still have call to actions like watch this video or check out this blog or see what this brand ambassador said about our product or read this review. But I would say you don't want all of your outreach to just be discount codes and buy this product and hey, we just launched this thing. That's going to become more and more important as we go forward with brand strategy and having brands that are super impactful, that are very high in demand, and with customer bases that like basically will buy anything you launch. So that would be my last tip there is, don't make all of your marketing material related to only trying to make a sale. Because again, when you look at some of the top brands in the world, they're not always trying to do that, right? You look at Nike, they're not always saying buy this now. They're saying watch this video or check out this cause, right? So those would be my top 3 tips for what I would call the number one brand strategy of 2022. So if this was helpful and you're drop shipping or you're a brand founder and you want to chat, I've got a link below. Book a call, can go over some strategy with you, take a look at the business, put together, a minimum viable situation for where to be focusing your brand strategy, and looking forward to talking to you and hopefully see you in another video.